Hello and welcome to EN 130 Educational Technology Basics at Aquinas College, Fall Semester 2017. I am Professor Susan Hojanacki and I will be facilitating this course for you this semester. And this is just an overview of the course to introduce you to the basic topics that we're going to be covering this semester, and from there on out you'll be working your way through some self-paced modules that are all accessible on our Course Connect page. The first thing I definitely want to let you know is that there are already some materials posted onto that Course Connect page that were created by the previous facilitator, and I am in the process of transferring those over to my materials, although the assignments will be exactly the same. I just don't want there to be any confusion about the fact that everything needs to run through me. Ron Houtman was the previous facilitator, and he has a lot of his personal information on some of those other videos that he's made or screencasts that he's made. So please don't contact him or send him any of your materials, because I'm the facilitator for the semester. So I will give you all of my contact information at the end of this presentation, and pretty much everything runs through Course Connect anyway. But if you have questions, I'm the one you need to contact, and you can do that either through Course Connect or through my email. I'm giving you my cell number. Again, all this will be on the last slide in this presentation. Please feel free to text me at that cell number, because it's really the easiest way to get a hold of me. I check my email quite often. And I'm also right here on campus, so if you're on the Aquinas campus, I'm here as well. I'm in office AB 226 on the second floor of the academic building in the School of Education wing. I'm just outside the commuter lobby on the second floor, and you can usually find me working in my office, as I am right now. Most days. I teach a lot of night courses, so I'm really around a lot. If you need to drop in, introduce yourself. It's nice to see people face to face when we're only working online. So please feel free to stop by, introduce yourself, say hi, or also if you have questions, you can schedule a meeting with me or just stop by, and if I'm here, I'd be happy to answer your questions. So let's move on to an overview of the course. There are different modules. They're all listed on Course Connect, and they're laid out by week. You'll also see that in our syllabus. The syllabus is updated, and it's at the top of our Course Connect page, and it has all of the modules and all of the due dates in it. So our modules will be first introductory activities, where you're going to introduce yourself to the rest of the class and do a little bit of discussion with each other to get to know each other, so you know who else is involved in this course. Then you're going to move on to the professional development section. This is where you're going to learn about online resources for developing your profession as a teacher. You're going to develop a personal learning network, ways that you can really find resources online and connect with other educators online, especially within the areas of study that you teach. The next one will be online teaching and learning. So obviously one of the main topics of this course, we're going to talk some about the flipped classroom, talk about blended and online learning as opposed to the traditional face-to-face learning that you may be the most familiar with, and look at ways that other teachers are using technology in their classrooms at all different levels. What's sort of common practice today in the classroom, and what do you need to be familiar with when you start teaching, even when you start your observations or your student teaching. Then we will move on to standards and resources. We're going to talk about the Common Core. We're going to talk about state standards and what you need to cover and how those apply to educational technology. Then ethical and legal standards. How do you go about maintaining a professional presence online? And also, how do you talk to your students about doing that as well? We've all heard the term the digital footprint that we leave behind in everything that we do. And as a professional teacher, you will need to take notice of what your digital footprint looks like. And also in looking for jobs, how can you create a very professional online presence that job givers are going to find when they go looking for you online as you begin your job search. Assessments, different ways that students can be assessed online, and the electronic methods that we use for assessment, as well as rubrics for assessing student work online, and examples, best practices, and resources that are out there. And finally, assistive technology. We're going to look at how we can create our classes to make them the most accessible for all students, regardless of their needs. And there are a lot of best practices that go along with that as well, so that all students, no matter what their capabilities, can access your online learning. And then we'll end with a reflective module at the end of the course. Pacing of this course is primarily up to you. We are a fully online course. We don't have any face-to-face meetings. We don't even have any synchronous online meetings where we will all be online at the same time. So it's very flexible. It should work with your schedule. However, the one downfall or danger to that type of course is that it's often easy to put it off because other things are more urgent and you have to go to class that day, and I'll do this one later. But that's the reason that I've put in some due dates and some checkpoints along the way. So each module has a product that you will create, and each one of those has a due date. So I will be holding you to those due dates, and that's primarily for your own good as well, because if you wait too late into the semester, you'll find that a lot of these projects take a little bit longer than you think they will, and it's good to keep up with things. So make sure that you check in the syllabus when the due dates are and keep up with the work. If you do it along the way and do each module within the approximately 2-week time that I give you for each module, you should be fine. Just make sure that you keep up with that. And finally, my contact information. Again, my name is Susan Hojanacki, and that's my email here at Aquinas, SGH001, aquinas.edu. The phone number there is my cell number, and you can feel free to text to that number. And again, my office is in the academic building on the second floor, room 226. I look forward to working with all of you, and we will be talking soon.